in which to live. Good evening. Noted philanthropist Jackie Lee Houston died early this morning. She had been ill for some time. Our valley is a better place because of Mrs. Houston. She will be missed by her many friends and by thousands of people who never met her but owe much to her. Hers was quite a life.
Jackie Lee Houston loved life, and she lived it to the fullest. You could see it in her face, a smile that lit up a room, a heart that seemed to beat with one mission: make the lives of others better. Mrs. Houston was born and raised in Seattle. She graduated from the University of Washington. An elegant and attractive woman, she pursued a career in fashion modeling and design. She was also the first weather girl on Seattle TV. While at the University of Washington, she met James Houston. It was a storybook romance. He a college football hero, she a homecoming queen. The two married and began a life of loving and giving. To be around Mr. and Mrs. Houston was to witness a true ongoing love affair. They had that easy relationship that the best of marriages display. They could kid each other with great humor, but when they knew someone or some group needed their help, they joined together in a focused effort to do whatever they could. The Houstons had 3 children, daughters Tammy and Jamie, and a son, Jim Jr. They also became proud grandparents. Before Mr. and Mrs. Houston moved to Palm Springs, they spent 42 years living in Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Mr. Houston was a real estate developer, an entrepreneur who ran numerous businesses. Mrs. Houston put KPSP Local 2 on the air in 2002. She was one of only 2 women in the United States to own a television station. Philanthropy became Mrs. Houston's passion. She liked to say, "Jim makes the money, I give it away." She founded and or supported countless organizations and programs, all aimed at making life in our valley better for everyone. From the Angel View Crippled Children's Hospital, to the AIDS Assistance Program, to the Living Desert and the Coachella Valley Symphony, Mrs. Houston was always there, giving not only of her money, but also of her time and her amazing organizational skills. Mrs. Houston was also one of the Valley's top party givers. Her annual Halloween bash, Howlin' at the Houstons, was considered to be the opening act of the Valley's season. When you went, you'd better have a good costume. Jackie Lee Houston took all holidays very seriously. There are brick-and-mortar remembrances to Mrs. Houston, her star on the Palm Springs Walk of Stars, the Jackie Lee Houston Plaza outside the Palm Springs Convention Center. But it is in the lives of the thousands of people she helped for which she will best be remembered. A life well lived. Jackie Lee Houston taught by example. Be a giver. No one did it better.
Mrs. Houston called Palm Springs home for more than